segment that we're going to get into is the best bets that we have for this week. If you're looking to make some money, we're going to go over some games that you could possibly do so. So for the Browns, the Browns are versing the Dolphins. Dolphins are the -4 favorite right now, and Dolphins just seem to be really getting rolling, and their offense is just it's great. It's exciting to watch, really. Just seeing Jalen Waddle get active, Tyreek Hill get active. Their run game, it's kind of similar, just like we were just talking about, to the 49ers, where they just have a lot of personnel. They just got Jeff Wilson. They involved him last week, already got a touchdown. So it'll be interesting to watch. The Dolphins are, I believe, the -4 favorite. Who do you have going with this? You have
Yeah,
the
I think you got to roll with the Dolphins here.
yeah.
Last week it was I believe it was either a -4 or -4.5 point spread against the Dolphins. They didn't cover, but the Lions' offense is they're not winning a lot of games, but they have a pretty good offense. I think against the Browns, they should be able to put up the points and maybe even get up to a pretty sizable lead early and kind of knock them out of the game. But yeah, I think smart money here is on the Dolphins. 4 points. I mean, they could win easily by a touchdown or more. So I like the Dolphins here. Their offense has been clicking once Tua's back. We know both Waddle and Hill, Tyreek Hill, have been very reliable as receivers. Two of the top receivers productively in the league so far. So I look them to continue that efficiency on the offensive side of the ball and be able to continue putting up points and get a win here against the Browns team that really needs to lean on Nick Chubb, who's a monster, but
You
there's
can
only
only lean on him so much.
right. Um, and then we have the Lions and the Bears divisional matchup, and I mean, look, I just talked about the Lions, how they covered against the Dolphins last week. They have that explosive offense. Um, I'm gonna roll with the Bears here, though. They've been hot in terms of how Justin Fields has been playing. Very efficient, being able to use his legs and his arm. They've added Chase Claypool in the trade market right at the deadline and gives him another weapon. I think it doesn't seem like Fields is going to be slowing down anytime soon. Does that mean they're going to win a tons of games this year? Probably not. But against a
Right.
Lions team,
That's kind of up and down.
that's up and down. I think the Bears at home. This is a game that they can be able to capitalize and add to their win total. We know they're gonna find some wins here and there. This is a divisional game. We know these are usually close games. I I like Justin Fields' chances here to find a
So
way to get things done against the Lions this week.
right. So I think I'm gonna go with the Bears as well. The next game that we have is the Cowboys versus the Packers. The Cowboys are visiting Lambeau, and the Packers are actually the underdog here. I think it's obviously because of their recent struggles. They just lost to the Lions. There's been a lot of like just miscommunications on offense. Aaron Rodgers hasn't really looked like himself lately. The Cowboys obviously are playing pretty good football. They've been winning a lot of games, and yeah. So I mean, the Packers are the +4.5 favorite, but I mean, 4.5 underdog. But I mean, me personally, I just like you said with the Bucks. I feel like at some point the Packers just have to just turn it around. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers is just due to have an Aaron Rodgers game. Um, it's different personnel. I mean, obviously he doesn't have a Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, but somebody's gonna step up eventually, and I think this is the game that somebody does. So I think me personally, I take the points with the Packers, and I take the I maybe even them outright, but to play it safe, I definitely take the points with them.
Yeah, and I would take the points with the Packers. I think look, they're struggling to find their way, and they definitely don't have the type of weapons that Aaron Rodgers is accustomed to on the offensive side of the ball. But against a team like the Cowboys, look, the Cowboys have a very solid defense, but this screams low scoring game to me.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
the Packers can run the ball effectively. They've shown that. I think, look, even against the Bills, where they kind of tapped out almost and, you know, decided to run the ball when they were already down a ton until later in the game. Um, that wasn't even a huge win for the Bills. They only won by 10 points there, and they were, absolutely in control of that game from front to back. So, 4.5 points here against a Cowboys team that isn't the most explosive offensively. Um, I think the Packers can, like you said, look, you can't count Aaron Rodgers out. He can find a way to win this game outright. But even if they don't, I think there's a pretty good chance that they cover that 4.5 point spread, and and the spread holds up for them. So I like the Packers there. I think similar to some other teams we talked about, they are due for some wins. They'll find a way to get them. Whether this is a win or not, I don't know, but this should at least be a pretty close game and come down towards the end of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens on Sunday with all these games. So that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. We're gonna get back to you guys next week with episode 11, and lots of football to watch, lots of games. You guys let us know what games you may want to hear from us from next week. Comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.